Hello everyone, it's Cheryl Millett here, live at 5. It's a Friday, and if it's your birthday, which I know there's some people have birthdays today, happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful evening. For those who know they are having a birthday, then let's get started. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's been a few days here, but one of the bigger things is what's happening this weekend and what's happening around the world. But we'll get into that in the news portion. The first thing I want to bring up, which it's been a while, but I was contemplating on what's the something new, what's the something different. And since I'm a health now, you can hear me going, this book is heavy. Anyway, I want to show you this book. Now you can see how big it is, but you can also just see how, let me put it over here, health and longevity. So it's like 15 books in one. This is written by numerous doctors over 100 years ago, and interestingly enough, the way they looked at health back then, it was different than what we're getting today. What we're getting today is not really anything, what they study and understanding the mind and those things. But yes, there's definitely, I see headway in the way all practitioners, including doctors, look things. Definitely. How much do you witness? How much are we here? But this is a huge book. It's heavy. But there was actually a dentist that was doing a house sale, and I just beelined it for the library, and this is one of the books. Now this book is typically found in the, how could I say it, the medical reference library. So I was able to see that it was in, I think, Philadelphia, and then somewhere else in the world as well. But it's heavy, so I'm going to put it down. I opened the page to see what I could find in this book, and what I'm first going to comment on, just remind me if I'm not looking at the camera here, is a little bit of the table of contents, so you can get an idea what I mean by over 100 years ago. This medical book, it's very fragile, but it's been around for a long time. So lots of illustrations, and the old illustrations, the illustrations that were hand drawn, which is where I got my inspiration to do for my book, was actually to hand draw the, so I'm just trying to find where the, without taking my hand off of the page that I flipped open, and where is it? But there's health, there's health. There's also, as they mention in this book, cures for certain diseases. So what was it? 1912, so more than 100 years ago, Home Health Society out of Philadelphia, London, New York. Common dates. I'm really trying to find table of contents. Here we are. So here, interesting. I think this is just, it's worth the time to let you know what the doctors of the past were doing. Healthy dwelling houses. Prevention of diseases. So here we are, prevention of diseases. And anatomy and physiology, yes. Mystery of life, disease, and death. Diseases and their cures. What else? And then it goes through the various sections in here, one being eruptive diseases, constitutional diseases. Interesting. I mean, you never, constitutional diseases. Diseases of the eye, ear, and nose, nervous system. Anyway, they go through the various systems. Diseases in care of children. Adults, the adult department. Diseases peculiar to women. Physical culture and body building. This is in a medical book. Probably not the weights, people. Probably not. No, it is. It does have to do with exercise. Anyway, properties, preparation, and uses of medicines. Now, I know the section that I opened up to was a little bit later on. Home treatment and care. Food and drink requirements, accidents and emergencies. Let's see, I think there's like 15 books in here, so you'd have What to do in the absence of a doctor. So here they want you to understand what to do in the absence. So it's almost an information. I've been talking about information. It's big, and at some point in time, for the convenience of it, or maybe even for the, yeah, you just want to go and fun, have play. But there are certain things that are just, it's a whole thing. You know, wash your hands with soap and water is very much common sense. Yep, but people weren't doing it. I mean, they weren't doing it. And in food safety, it's very much the same process as they're talking about. 20 seconds, soap and water even under your nails, how you pick the paper towel, maybe a little bit more in food safety. All right, let me go through what I wanted to bring in here. Just going to bring it in front of me here. I don't think I'm going to be able to kind of lift it up well enough, but I'm going to try, because beautiful pictures, and again, hand-drawn pictures here, and just so that you can kind of see the idea. So you can see the picture of the pumpkin there. And this title of this is Herbs, Roots, and Plants Valuable in Medicine. So there's all of these things. I'm not sure what section this is actually in the book, because I did go through all the sections. But anyway, this is a section, and it speaks to pumpkin. Pumpkin. This is the pumpkin season, so this was very fitting that this came up as the first one on here. A safe home remedy for the cure of tapeworm. It invariably expels the head of the worm with the body. Many are afflicted this way who do not suspect it. It is a common cause of debility and lassitude, which is lack of energy. They always use these colorful words we're not really used to. So that word, lassitude, lack of energy. And that's to do with tapeworm. But I've decided there's actually only maybe a dozen pictures here of just this part. And the next one, which is one of my favorite, call it a vegetable, one of my favorite vegetables is this one. And I'll add to it what they put on here as to why, how else it is useful. But it's celery. And celery is very healing. So let me read it here. The majority of cases of rheumatism can be cured by the use of celery. It is the principal ingredient of the celery compound. All who are afflicted with rheumatism should use celery as directed. Many physicians prescribe it and testify as to its value. Where it does not cure, it invariably gives relief and rest. So in here, well, at least in this part where they're going through these 10 pages and these pieces, is actually doesn't go into any recipe. But how would you typically use celery? You would use celery with stews and soups. You can juice it as well. You can do celery soup. And celery is very healing for the stomach lining. It has a certain particular sodium in there, and there's different sodiums, but the sodium that's in there, similar to goat's whey, is very healing to repair the stomach lining, the integrity of the stomach lining. So celery is definitely known, so you can chew it raw, chew it very, very, very well, high in water content, which is good, high in fiber, which is good, and in the water, within the water, it is definitely the sodium that comes into play there, and maybe other things we don't even know about. But celery, not everybody likes it, but celery can, the leaf, which I've done, which I don't think I have any blog or anything on it, but it's really just taking all the celery leaves, which you can use in soup easy enough and other things as well. But one year I had, I think it was about over 2 feet high, was the stalk of celery, and there was so many leaves on it, there's just no way I'd put in soup or things like this. So I thought about, why don't I dehydrate it very low in the oven, and then I had this sweet celery smelling green, very bright green seasoning that I could use throughout the year. So versus celery seed, the celery leaf, I have not found it in the seasonings section, the spices section, any of that. I've not found it. If you have, great, you know, it's there, but I have not been able to locate. But that's something that we can use if we have these, how can I say it, the celery that's just grown naturally before they kind of cut it off at the top, which is usually what they do, taking most of that leaf stuff off, and that's what it would be really good. So that's what I just wanted to reintroduce, this big, healthy, this huge, healthy, and longevity book here. Well, let's get into the news. I believe there's lots of good news, but not to talk about a lot of it. Some of you may already have heard various things coming about around the world globally about this event, and it's no sense, no sense. This is the time, people, to imagine that it is over within a month or two. This is the time to imagine it is over in a month or two. I have been told that they're extremely confident, people who are very well of different laws and constitution and the health, but there's just so, it's just like a balloon. It's blowing up very quickly, though, as to people speaking out and talking and stuff like that. And this weekend is very, in Toronto, is I don't call it a march, call it a peaceful protest, call it whatever you want, but I'm planning to be there. So hopefully, if you're free, don't have to, but if you're free, come down. It's Dundas Square at noon. I know I'm going to know some people there, but my cousin was coming into town and he's planning to go there, so I am absolutely planning to go with him and my uncle. So here we go. We're going to see you there for sure, and if you're there, and hopefully there's going to be multiple tens of thousands of people that are going to be there at Dundas Square. So that is Yonge and Dundas. You won't be able to miss it. And then I believe there's speaking, then there's a march, and I'm not familiar how they're actually going to do it, but it's at noon, and most likely going to go through till 3, 4 o'clock. I mean, I'm not sure which is what's going to kind of unfold there, but put your walking shoes on. So hopefully we'll see you there. So that's really in the news. Lots of good news. There's lots of footage, lots of TV, and a lot of things actually being taken down too as well. But that's that. Then, just to wrap up, it's a Friday night, so that you get going, everybody gets going. I wanted to read out this one funny, I guess I'll call it funny, joke, pun, whatever it is. So, and again, once again, it's these words, right? Pun on words, you say it, but I'll post it up there. What is small, red, and whispers? So what is small, red, and whispers? And it's a horse radish. So rather than the animal horse, it's the horse throat. So a horse radish. So fun. I mean, have you gotten your joke book yet? Have you gotten a laugh book? Have you looked up jokes in the internet? You probably could do that very easily. And even some comedies as well. Those kind of things are a lot of fun. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of videos today, so I feel like I'm just, it's like an ongoing thing, because in, how would I say it, in the switch here, most people were thinking about doing online courses, online teaching, online education, and I had to switch into YDAM, but I'm also doing a book club, the Awakening Book Club within iAwesome. I have done a handful of them in the past, so this is my free contribution, but it's weekly, and we're actually going to read out loud. I'm going to read out loud, and then people will be able to share what's on their mind of what they heard, and then a discussion. So it's going to be a weekly, so it's going to be a fun thing to do, and to go through all the wonderful books that I kind of bring to the table that are not your usual books, I will say that. And that's actually some of the fun of it is, and I surely didn't pull them out of thin air. I was recommended them by my teachers and other people, fellow spiritual family, whatever it is. But they're very interesting books, and they share a lot of information. I don't know if you're reading a book right now, but if you are reading a book, let me know which book you're reading, or let us know which book you're reading. It's great to see the various books, and we can share different names and things like that, but let's do that. But I'm going to wish everybody, 15 minutes, I'm going to wish everybody a wonderful evening, and hopefully we'll see you at the march tomorrow. If you're going, let me know that you're going, and we can look for each other. I think there's a booth, so that might be a good starting point, but I'm going to be probably walking around and listening to the speakers and doing the march. So yeah, that's just all new, because for some I wasn't going because I had some previous commitments, but they were switched, and so I can go now. But my cousin spoke up and said he's going, so I'm going to see him there. So maybe we'll see you there. Enjoy the weekend anyway, however you do. And yeah, thumbs up. Things are working out. As much as we get evidence of craziness still, it's working out. Take care. Bye for now. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you again live once more. Even maybe I'll do some live video footage tomorrow as well. There'll probably be plenty of people doing that, but we'll see how things go. Take care. Bye, everyone. Bye for now.